Alright, in this lesson we're going to cover the numbers and how they translate from the major arcana to the minor arcana. Now, just like the numbers show the overall themes in the major arcana, they also show an overall theme in the minor arcana. And as we go through each number for each suit, you'll see how those themes that the Fool goes through for the Fool's journey in the major arcana translates to each one of the numbers in the suits for the minor arcana. So let's look at how we bridge the arcanum. So first we have the Magician, which is all about potential and awareness and energy. And with the Magician, he literally has the 4 suits on his table from the Fool's knapsack. You have the wand, the cup, the sword, and the pentacle. And this is all about awareness. With each of the aces, it's about becoming aware of this new opportunity, whether it's for creativity, love, mental clarity, or gain, or financial or physical gain of some sort. And with the aces, that's what it's about. It's about that potential for each of the suits based on their particular energy. So then you have the High Priestess, the number 2, which is about choice and balance. And with you can kind of see, if you look at the cards, the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Swords, they're both about choice and about being in between those choices. Whereas the 2 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles are about balance and creating that balance through your choices. So we get to the Empress, which is about creation and birth. And with the number 3, it's, creation, expression, communication, and interaction. And whether that's a creative, expression, or emotional expression, or physical expression, or mental expression, that's how the aces and 2s come together to create that expression. So we get to the Emperor, and he's about the order and structure. And for the number 4s, it's about stability, and it's also about a moment of getting to a plateau where you have this solid ground beneath you, and now you still have more work to do, but it's a matter of taking a moment to rest and observe, survey your surroundings, and see what you have and what you can do with it. Now we come to the Hierophant and the 5s. And 5s are all about change and approach. Whether, you seek to change something around you or how you approach that change. The 5s are about change in your approach to things. And just like with Temperance, by experimenting with different approaches, you can come to a different, outcome. Whereas with the Hierophant, it's all about sticking to tradition. So you see in the 5s, where it seems like people aren't sticking to traditions or the way things were, suddenly, there's conflict, there's turmoil, there's upheaval and disruption. And that's where, people see 5s as a negative card, when really it's just about our approach to change and new things. So now we get to 6, which is growth and harmony. And if you look at each of the 6s, it's a certain type of growth and a certain type of harmony. With the 6 of Wands, it's growth into a leadership position and maintaining harmony between you and the people that you're leading. With the 6 of Pentacles, it's growth based on receiving help, but it's also harmony between the person receiving the help and the person that is giving the help. With the 6 of Swords, there's growth in getting away from chaos and turmoil towards more calm and peaceful environments. and there's a certain type of mental growth in that aspect. And then with Six of Cups, it's about emotional growth and emotional harmony, and looking back at your past in order to, gain some knowledge about the future. But it's also about making a commitment to moving forward instead of living in the past. So there's a harmony there too. So now we get to the sevens, and the sevens are about focus and vision. And in each of the 7 cards, you can definitely see where focus and vision come into play. With the 7 of Wands, there's the focus of defending your vision and defending your position. With the 7 of Cups, there's visualization, daydreaming, fantasizing, but it's about focusing on one thing and going forward instead of losing focus by visualizing all of these different outcomes and possibilities. With the 7 of Swords, the focus is on ideas and your direction, and it's seen sometimes as the theft card, but really and truly it's about doing your own thing and going it alone. However, it's a matter of not being able to focus on moving forward and how you want to move forward because you're too busy looking at what you left behind. And then in the 7 of Pentacles, there's focus and vision in looking at what you've done so far and seeing how you can improve your progress, improve the way you move forward, or if you need to make any changes, or if you even want to move forward to begin with. So with the 7s, focus and vision all come into play in some aspect. Now we have the 8s, which is about progress and courage. And in each of these, we also see, blatantly what kind of how progress comes into play. You see the quick progress of the 8 of Wands, which is all about moving forward really quickly and a lot of things happening at once. With the 8 of Cups, it's about moving on from an emotional situation that isn't serving you anymore. And then with the 8 of Swords, it's about not being able to make progress because of all of the mental obstacles that are in the way. And with the 8 of Pentacles, it's a matter of making progress through learning and improving your skills and attention to detail. And then we have the 9s, which are about knowledge and influence. And with each of the 9s, it shows how knowledge and influence are affecting that situation. With the 9 of Wands, that knowledge and the influence and the determination is bolstering his drive and his ability to move forward. With the 9 of Cups, the knowledge of knowing that you've made things happen, that you've gained what you wanted, now he's sitting pretty with his 9 cups. With the 9 of Swords, knowledge or the lack thereof is actually what's influencing the person in this card. It's about, not knowing whether you're good enough, not knowing the results, and, creating this anxiety and paranoia for yourself. And then with the 9 of Pentacles, knowledge and influence is what knowledge and influence enables you to create your own independence and self-sufficiency, and allows you to enjoy the luxuries that you've gained because you now have the knowledge and experience and discipline to build that in the first place. And finally we get to the 10s, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And in each of the 10s you see how flow and completion come into play, but you also see a kind of a black and white version of it. On the one hand, you have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. And each one is about being burdened by, what you've completed, what you've brought into fruition. Whereas the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles is about sharing what you've created and being able to share your joy and in fulfillment with those around you, being able to take care of those around you. So it's kind of like, on one hand you have the burden and the dismay of what you've created. On the other hand, you have the sun-like energy where you're sharing your joy with others so that you can enjoy it even more. So that's the end of this lesson, and next up we're going to go into the minor arcana. And if you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to let me know. Get in touch with me through the questions for the lesson, and I'll be sure to answer any questions as best as I can.